Hi everyone, so I just wanted to make a really quick update video to go over how my Japan travel diary series has been going. So if you've been following along, you're probably aware that I mentioned that my videos should have hopefully been out last week. They're still not out, it's still not really ready, and there's a pretty good reason for that, and it partly comes down to me just being pretty indecisive about the whole process. So originally I kind of ended up landing on the idea that I wanted to kind of go through these Japan travel videos on like a day by day of the actual travel in Japan. So like one video per day that I was away. But I ended up really not liking that. And that's because during the filming process, I realized that I made so many mistakes and I really was not happy with a lot of the footage. As I mentioned again in another previous video, that I was really worried about going through a lot of the footage that I had from that trip. And that was largely because I was pretty confident that I may have made a few mistakes that might have ruined some of the footage, but there was even more things that kind of went wrong that I really wasn't entirely happy about. And that was largely just due to my inexperience using a camera like the Sony ZV-E10 outside walking around and filming. So yeah, there was a few things there that happened that made me not be fully happy with the whole like the footage as a whole, and it kind of made me want to change up how I plan to edit these videos together. So the reason that I originally landed on going through these videos on a day-by-day basis of the actual trip was because I wanted to make it as easy as possible and not really have to think too much about what I was going to be like editing together, because it would have just made it a whole lot easier. And also I really just wanted to rush through these videos as quickly as possible so as I can move on to other plans that I have, especially for YouTube, where I finally feel like I've figured out what it is that I want to be doing with YouTube, and I kind of just wanted to rush towards that. But then with going through the footage and, as I mentioned, not being fully happy with it, I even battled with the idea of just completely scrapping the Japan travel diary plans that I had. But there was so many amazing places that we got the opportunity to go to that I really do want to share those with everybody. And I also have a pretty bad habit when it comes to sort of rushing through everything last minute and not really being happy with the results of my work. And I really want this year to be very different to that. I don't like doing that, and I really want to be making things that I'm actually happy with. And that's why I don't want to just scrap this. I really wanted to figure out a way to make these videos in a way that I was just happy with it, even though I'm not 100% happy with the actual footage that I took. And on top of that, I also wanted to better plan the whole process, not just making the videos and uploading them to YouTube and hoping for the best. I actually want to properly advertise my YouTube channel more and the videos that I'm putting up, rather than just relying on the YouTube algorithm and hoping for the best. Because obviously last year that really hadn't worked, and as I said, I really want this year to be different. And that's why I've finally gotten around to actually making an Instagram account specifically for this YouTube channel, where I plan to upload tons of photos that I took while we were away that, in my opinion, look really nice. They definitely look quite a bit better than some of the videos I took. Some of the videos are great, but I'm really happy with a lot of the photos that I took because they really showed just how amazing some of the places were that we got the chance to go to. I am really hot. Today is just so hot. I've just closed the window because it's actually raining outside, but oh my god. If you can see me sweating, I do apologize. Anyway, so I've actually figured out how it is that I want to be editing these videos together. And what I landed on was kind of doing it location by location, which is kind of how I was planning to do it. But rather than show absolutely everything that we did while we were away, I'm mainly just going to focus on the highlights of the trip. The things I really enjoyed and the things that I think everybody else would really like to see that was just either interesting or just really nice. So yeah, that's kind of what I've landed on, and I've gone through and I've planned each kind of video, like the structure for each video and what sort of periods it's gonna be covering and what highlights it will cover. So I have a much better idea going into it now, rather than just sort of planning it week to week and just taking it day by day, because that just was not working for me. So yeah, the videos will follow the same general timeline that the actual trip did. So it'll still be going through it as like, you know, place by place, But as I said, it'll just have that focus on the places that were just really nice or really big highlights for me during the whole trip. I'm actually really glad that I took the time to go back and plan each video that I plan on making for this Japan Travel Diary series, because I really do feel like it'll make a really big difference. And I also kind of think that it might actually make making these videos a lot quicker and easier as well, just because I do have a much better structure for it all, rather than just sort of simply taking it day by day and not sort of filming and editing them until last minute. So I mentioned earlier in this video that I kind of wanted to rush through this Japan Travel Diary series to focus on other things, one of them being another YouTube channel that I have sort of in the makings at the moment. And the reason why I kind of wanted to rush through the videos originally to sort of get into all of that is because I don't really want to do too many things at once. Because for me personally, it just never really works out if I spread myself too thin. So I kind of wanted to just speed through it and move on to those other things. Especially one of those things being working on a side hustle to bring in more income. And that sort of became even more relevant for me because I actually finally ended up selling my very first digital item on Etsy. So I actually made $10 by selling a digital item on Etsy, and it was kind of a good feeling, and it's definitely something I want to chase. So yeah, that kind of made me want to just sort of rush through everything a bit, but I had to kind of take a step back and think to myself, like, I'm not gonna like it if I do that, and I'm gonna end up regretting it in the long run. So yeah, I really want to take my time with it and make sure I'm doing everything correctly in a good way that I'm happy with the result as well. So yeah, this was basically just a really quick update video as to how everything's been going. I have now finally got a structure for these videos, as I mentioned, so hopefully I should have one out either mid this week or by next weekend for sure. At the absolute latest, I'll have my video out now that everything is finally coming together and I finally have a good plan in place for it all. So yeah, I do apologize that I've been sort of a bit absent on this channel much more than I wanted to for the start of the year, but there has been a lot going on in the background. I'm also, as I mentioned, trying to build up these side hustles as well. And yeah, but it's going good and I'm really happy with the results so far, and I'm happy with the plan that I finally have for my Japan Travel Diary videos. And yeah, so I will see you all in the next one. Bye for now.